Hey everyone, Joe Vermontes here again with ICS for Schools. And what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is the Great Shakeout that's happening on October 20th at 10:20 a.m. The Great Shakeout. They usually call it 10:20 at 10:20, hence October 20th at 10 a.m. So this is what you should be focusing on when it comes to the Great Shakeout for your particular classroom. The thing that you're going to want to do is when that begins, when that drill begins, it's important that everybody take cover. Anytime there's an earthquake, here in the state of California or really throughout the world, anytime there's an earthquake and we're in a classroom, the very first thing we want to do is take cover. And we want to drop, cover, and hold. The drop is obviously from your chair, drop down to the ground, preferably near or underneath a table. You want to cover. The table will be your covering to protect your head and neck area in case this is a big shake to where things are falling down from the ceiling or the roof. We want to be able to protect ourselves. So the big thing is to drop down to the ground, cover underneath the table, and then hold on. You want to hold on to that table. The reason you want to hold on to that table is because if you don't, the table could theoretically or literally move away from you during the shaking. So it's so important to drop to the ground, cover underneath a table, and then drop, cover, and hold. Hold the table. That way the table stays over you. You want to stay away from glass. If you're not necessarily in a good position where you have a table next to you, then by all means drop to the ground. Maybe crawl to a location that you can crawl underneath a table. The big thing here is for students and staff members is drop, cover, and hold. That's what you do during the Great Shakeout here in the state of California. If you have any questions whatsoever, have your admins, have your staff members, your teachers email me, and I'll be able to answer any questions I have. I know there's different configurations in classrooms. The teacher will just have to analyze that, evaluate it, and find out, okay, what's the best way for my students and myself to protect each other. Now, once the shaking stops, that's when we realize, okay, the shaking is stopped. Is it safe to go outside? Okay, we don't feel any tremors. Let's go ahead and go outside now. So the first part of the Great Shakeout is to drop, cover, and hold. But once the shaking stops, and it's safe to go outside, everybody go outside, assemble at the evacuation area as though you are participating in a fire drill, and you will go out to that evacuation area. As you're heading out there, as a teacher, as you're taking your classroom out there, make sure there's no wires down. Make sure there's no overhangs from the schools that have come down. You want to stay away from hazards like that. So after the initial shake, if it's safe to do so, go ahead and take your class out and go out to the evacuation area. What we would love for you to do, the last person that leaves that classroom, make sure your door is closed. I repeat, make sure your door is closed. And the reason for that is because in an earthquake, the greatest hazard we have after the quake is fire. So, just like a fire drill, how we always close our doors as we leave the classroom and go out to the evacuation area, we want to close the doors for an earthquake once the last person gets out of the class, and then go ahead and go to the evacuation area. That's how we do the Great Shakeout here in the state of California. Again, if there's any questions, feel free to email me. You can get a hold of your district office and they will email me, or you can email me directly. My email is joe@icsforschools.com. It's Joe, J-O-E, the letter V as in Victor, at ICS, the number 4, schools.com. Thank you very much.